Starting off with a brand new announcement from AMD because their Advancing AI event was held last week, and boy, it was a bit. This is the official launch of the MI300 data center GPU, and AMD wowed the world with a product that beats Nvidia's H100 thanks to architecture improvements and a generous amount of expensive HBM memory. But it was the promise that AMD would take a big chunk of the $400 billion market for accelerators that made the most news. Stephen, are we looking at a revolution?
You say you want a revolution? I wouldn't mind a revolution. So this is actually a really exciting story because essentially what we've got here is AMD firmly, confidently jumping right in there as the alternate source for accelerator processors next to Nvidia. So far, Nvidia has been not only eating everyone's lunch, but eating everyone's appetizers and dessert as well. AMD basically came to the party and said, you know what? We can play that game. And the MI300 is really, really good. It's a really good product. As you mentioned, the secret is that over the years, many people, including Nvidia, have learned that memory capacity and memory bandwidth are what makes or breaks the performance of a lot of these high-performance computing nodes. That's why Intel has their Xeon Max. That's why Nvidia is putting more and more emphasis on large bandwidth, more capacity. And that's why AMD really doubled down here with the MI300. In fact, some pundits have been suggesting that maybe it's the memory that's the secret more than anything else, but that's not really true. I mean, truly, AMD put together a compelling accelerator for ML inferencing especially, and put it together in a package that really, really works. They can produce this thing in volume. They've got good software support, not quite up to the level of Nvidia, but boy, are they leaning into that as well. They've got incredible partners here. They're collaborating with OpenAI, with Microsoft, Oracle, Meta. They're really looking really great in this market. And they put together a product that is basically cheaper and better, asterisk, than what Nvidia has as a competing product. Now, it's important to know that some of this exuberance is irrational because Nvidia isn't out there just with the H100. They've got the H200 now, and nobody is saying that the MI300 is better than the H200. It's competitive, sure, but Nvidia is already right there with a nice next generation product. Also, of course, AMD has to produce and sell these things, and they have to have software support for them, which is another thing that the market needs. But the third thing is that if you look a little bit deeper, and I'm going to shout out to Dylan Patel here, who did some great analysis here over at Semi-Analysis, you'll see that AMD is still only achieving about 30% of the theoretical performance of this thing in training. Now, that's not a surprise. I think I should make it very clear that most processors are only achieving a 50% or whatever of their theoretical performance in actual real world use cases because, hey, real world gets in the way. AMD has a lot of work here to do to make this a world-class training processor. They're going to do that work, sure, but we're still not quite there in terms of the MI300 in the training game. In inferencing, absolutely, this thing is killer. We're talking 30% more than H100 in terms of performance, and probably less cost as well. So great product in there. So AMD still has a lot of work to do. But the real news here was AMD talking about the market for these accelerators. AMD has said that the accelerator market is going to be a $400 billion market. That leaves room for everyone. Suddenly, we're not sitting at a little table in a cafeteria here. We're sitting at a big, beautiful table. Everybody's got room at this table. AMD is absolutely going to kill it with this product. They're going to sell these things like crazy. Nvidia is going to sell like crazy. Heck, Intel, Broadcom, Marvell, there's room for everybody at this table. And if this market is anywhere near $400 billion, that means that the market for switches, for storage, for software, for supporting services is in the tens of billions of dollars or more as well. So we're looking at a huge market.